products, what is it used for? Supergrow is used in the farms. It's good for indoor or outdoor plants. It's very economical because we mix it 1 to 1,000 with water. It is very safe and easy to use and handle. It's a proven performance. If you're a guest, speak to the person who invited you. It will give you information about how this product is changing the life of farmers across the African continent. Then we have the skincare range of products. These are products to help you clean your skin. You've got products to cleanse and detoxify your skin, to activate and nourish, things that help you to balance the moisture on your skin. The largest organ you have in your body is your skin. So it makes sense to make sure that you have a clean and healthy skin. Let's look at the business. We've talked about the science behind the products. We've talked about the founder of the company and the principles we believed in. We spoke about the ranges of products that we have, health and nutrition. We have skincare products, and we have the cleaning range of products. But what do we do with these products? The idea is to get these products to the marketplace, to different homes for people to use. Why? They're consumable products, and every home that uses these products. Let's talk about the business. For you to be able to succeed in our business, a very important thing that you need to know is that you need to have a desire, you need to have a dream, something you want to do or have that you don't have. A dream is what creates a desire because you want something that you don't have. It creates a longing in your heart of the things you want to achieve, which is things you don't have. Traveling around the world, building a dream home, financial freedom, a dream car, all these things are important for us. If you're a guest, think about the kind of future that you would like. But how do we make money in our business? How do we make our dreams become true in this business? The first thing is we do the things we call the 3 daily success habits. What are these? Things you do every day to make your business grow. The first, using the products. Everybody who joins this business use the products. And it's very important to use the product because the people you are going to share this business and products to also want to know that you believe in what you're recommending. So the first step is use the products. I mean, even if you don't join this business, you are still going to put money aside at the end of this month to buy cleaning products. Maybe you're going to buy skincare products. You're going to buy health supplements. So you might as well support your own business and grow a business. Number 2, share the products and the opportunity. It simply means recommend and help other people to use the products, or not only use the products, but promote and build an organization of people who use the product. And the third thing we do is personal development. Personal development simply means you take time to become a better person. You know, or you learn new things about the products, about the business, about becoming a leader, the policies and procedures. These are the essential things you do every day to grow your business. Now, let's look in practice how this happens. You start the business, you've registered with Neolife as a distributor. The company gives you a Neolife ID that you use to purchase products for your own use. So the first thing you do in our business is use the products. The next thing you do in our business is share the product. It simply means not everybody will be excited about being promoters or users, distributors of the business. These people become your customers. In this example, you've got 6 people. Each of them buys from you a bottle of 3NN, a capsule to use, and you make a profit. At that level, your profit is roughly $30 a month. The next thing you do is you start to duplicate the process. It simply means you introduce your friend, your relative, your neighbor. They also register as distributors, and they start using the products, and they also share the products with the people they know. Because Neolife works in over 55 countries around the world, The company used the PV system or point value system to measure business volume. 100 PV is roughly 160 or 170 US dollars. So you've got your friend, your relative, your neighbor, and yourself. If you build an organization that is doing 1,000 PV per month, you become a senior manager and your income is roughly $300 a month. What is the next thing you do? You teach the people to duplicate what you do. That means your friend, your relative, your neighbor also recommend the products to their friends. They recommend the products to their neighbors, the people they know. And these people also start using the products. Your friend, your relative, your neighbor eventually will become senior managers doing 1,000 PV each, plus your own team that is doing a separate 1,000. If you accumulate a total of 4,000 PV with your total group, you reach a director level and your income is roughly $500 to $700 a month. The next thing you do is you begin to duplicate the process. That simply means you help your friend, your neighbor, and your friend, your neighbor, and your relative to become directors like you. If they reach director level, you've got 1, 2, 3 directors, and you're also a director, and you build a volume of 20,000 PV, you become a wild team member, your income goes to about $1,500 to $3,000 a month. That is just the beginning. The next thing is you begin to duplicate yourself. That means you train the people you brought into the business to build businesses to reach director volume. If you have 6 people, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 who are directors, you're also director volume. You're doing more than 100,000 PV per month. You become a president team member and your income is way over $6,000 a month. It could be 8, could be 10, depending on the volume of business you generate. That is simply what our business is. It's a very simple concept. It's not easy because you deal with people, but it's a very, very exciting business. And now I want to welcome our dear friend, Fred GICHUKI, somebody who's been in the business for such. In fact, we've been in the business almost the same period of time. And every time I hear his story, I always say I want to join the business again. Fred, if you can hear me.
Hi, Pascal. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Fantastic, fantastic. Fred GICHUKI is my name for the viewers. I joined this business a long time ago. I joined this business in my 20s. By then, I was working in the hotel industry. By training, I'm a hotelier. So I went to school, I studied hard, did a high diploma in management, and I was meant to become a manager. And I went charging out looking for a job, very confident about myself. I saw some of my colleagues get very good jobs. I don't know why it always happens that the people who are not serious in class are the ones who get the best jobs, you know? That's something that I always say when I go to the man upstairs. I'll ask him what happened. Because some of my friends got very nice jobs, and that gave me a lot of confidence. And I thought I would get an equally good job. But shock on me, I stayed home close to a year and there was no job coming. So somebody told me, just pick one, don't be too selective. So I picked the first one that came along and I found myself working as a cook, earning 4,000 shillings. And somebody else told me, don't stick there, look for greener pastures. But when you go there, don't tell them you're earning 4,000 shillings. So that is what I did. So my second job, I was earning 8,500 as a waiter. Then I became a head waiter. Then I left. My third job, I was a receptionist, earning 10,000 shillings. I had not gone to become a receptionist. I was meant to be an executive housekeeper. And I was supposed to be earning a 5 to 6 figure income. But when I got there, I was told, no, that one is not available. There's one for a receptionist. Are you taking it? And since I'd stayed home for a while, I was broke. I remember I even walked to the place. It was in Lavington Green. I had to walk all the way because of the state of my pocket. So I decided, let me just take it and start. So I joined. I became a receptionist. And I started doing the job. Now, working in the hotel industry, especially with the Christian organization, the working conditions weren't too bad because we used to eat to our fill. We used to say that every day you eat 10% of your pay. So you eat, since it was, I used to get a buffet. So make sure I eat enough sausages, enough chapatis, and all these things. Because we used to say that since we wouldn't get out of here with much, we'd rather eat enough. And that was our retirement plan. And I was there doing that. I was working 18 hours a day. The thing about the hotel industry, you always find yourself working very long hours for some reason. And I was working in shifts, sometimes day, sometimes night, and that kind of thing. And after a while, I started getting disillusioned about the whole thing of employment because I saw myself and I tried to look at my future. It was not looking bright at all. Earning 10,000 shillings, working 18 hours a day. I mean, it was crazy. Then I would look at my situation and ask myself, so what happens the day I get married? Because I was single. I was in my 20s. And my kids want to come and see where daddy works. And I would see myself working at the reception. Then a guest comes and I have to carry the luggage to the room. And my kids are wondering, this is daddy carrying luggage for guests. And he's been telling us that education is the key to, to success. And they would wonder, since dad went to school and he got all these certificates, how comes he's carrying luggage for other people, you know? I didn't want that eventuality to happen on me. So I started thinking, I need to do something else. And I started trying out small tumbas in Kikomba here. I tried bringing cabbages from Kinangop to Nairobi. I tried showing videos, you know, where you put a video and kids come and you commentate. You tell them what has happened before it happens. There are those kinds of establishments here in Nairobi, especially in the slum areas. So I tried many things to try and make ends meet, but the ends were not meeting. They were getting further and further away. I quickly realized that when you have a small capital, any business you try is small. And one small mistake, you're not able to support the losses. So the businesses I tried didn't work for me simply because I could not support the losses. That I could be able to do that. So one day, a stranger found me at the reception and he offered me this opportunity. He asked me a very simple question. He said, Fred, would you like to make some money on a part-time basis? Now, I didn't have a part-time, to be very honest with you. Working 18 hours a day, where is a part-time? You're supposed to sleep 6 to 8 hours a day. You only have 24 hours in a day. So I didn't have a part-time. The other thing I didn't have is money. I mean, any business requires money. So when he talked about part-time business that I can do that can earn me some extra income, the situation was not right for me. And at this point, I just want to just mention to the guests, this opportunity has found you today. It may not be the right time for you, just like it was not the right time for me, because I didn't have the money and I didn't have the time. But I didn't focus on my immediate circumstances. I focused on my dreams and my goals and what I wanted out of life. You see, when you focus on where you are today, you will not do this business. You might be either too busy, you might be in this creative job that is paying you good money, you might be challenged financially. We are all in different situations at any particular time. And when you focus on your immediate situations, you may miss a golden opportunity. Instead of focusing on where you are, focus where you are going, where you'd like to get to. Focus on your dreams. I had many dreams. I wanted to buy a car. I wanted to travel. I tried to go to America, but it didn't work out. And I lost many friends. My relatives used to talk about me anytime I went for a family gathering. And I said to myself, I need to travel so that these relatives can shut up. They can stop talking about me. And I wanted to be my own boss. That is one thing that I really wanted. And the reason for that was simple. I had looked at my relatives, the ones who were employed, and they never did any business on the side. When they retired, their life came crashing down. But those who had a business, either they retired into business or maybe they had a business on the side, when they continued with the same lifestyle or even improved their lifestyle. And I said, that is the kind of thing that I want to do. I want to be in this situation whereby I can be my own boss. I can call the shots. I can wake up, look in the mirror and see the boss and decide. If the boss decides I go back to bed, that is it. I used to have this vision of myself at 8 a.m. in the morning when everybody is rushing to work between 7 and 8, being on the street jogging. And that image was always on my mind. That is when people are rushing to go to work, stressed up, worried that I am there jogging and really living the life. That was my vision, and that was one of my dreams. So I had many dreams. And when I looked at this opportunity, I realized it could give me what I was looking for. So I said yes to the opportunity. My sponsor presented to me at night. I didn't understand much, but I only understood one thing, that I bring people, they shop, I get paid. That's it. And I said, I looked at my list of friends and I said, I have so many friends. I can get them all on board. I mean, I'm not short of I can talk, I can talk to people. That's what receptionists do. They talk to people. So I said, if it is just talking and making money, I am in for it. So I joined the business, very, very excited. Went home, told my brothers, my sisters, my parents, I found this opportunity that will make me rich, that I'm going to travel the world and all these things. You can guess their reaction. In the morning when I was leaving, I was a waiter, stroke receptionist, stroke cook. In the evening when I'm coming back, I'm this international business builder, stroke wellness expert, giving them solutions for their lifestyle diseases. My dad had ulcers, serious ones. My mom had very serious pressure. She was on mitinidawa, she was on medicine and acupuncture. And now here I am, coming back in the evening with some strange looking tablets. Some were blue, some were yellow, some were pink. And I'm telling them, you take this one for us, you take. And my dad looked at them and he thought, hey, this boy of mine who keeps trying businesses that don't work. Because many a times the businesses that I tried, I had to borrow him money to actually do them. And he had reached a point whereby he had it with my businesses. He didn't want to hear anything from me. And now suddenly here I am coming up with something that looks incredible. In 1996, nobody was swallowing tablets. And anybody who was swallowing tablets had to have a prescription from a doctor. So here I am, and I'm so excited. So my dad was diplomatic, and he had a sense of humor. He still has a very good sense of humor. And he told my mom, well, this is your son who has brought these dawas here. They look strange. They look like drugs. If you want to swallow them, you swallow them. At least if you die, you'll say it's your son who killed you. and, and my mom looked at them and she was like, hey, I'm not yet ready to die. And she denied. She said she refused to swallow those things. And for me, because I was charged up, I was a Gen Z. Gen Zs are always hot-blooded. I went to the kitchen, I took a glass of water, and I swallowed most of those tablets. And you can imagine, if you are new to supplements, zinc is blue, omega-3 is yellowish, carotenoid is brown, and this is your sun, threonine is green, and fiber is there. So I swallowed those things, and they looked at me, they observed me for a week or two. They saw that I didn't die. So they said, Dala, hizi vitu za kijana, they are not so bad because he didn't die. So It took a while before they started swallowing my products. And I share this because for the guests who are here on this call, you will leave this place very excited, go home, talk to your parents, talk to your brother, talk to your sister, talk to your wife, and you talk to your husband, and you tell them, I found this opportunity, I'm excited about it. I guarantee you, they look at you like you're crazy because that is not who you are. That is not the person that they knew when you left the house today. And even if you're in your house, you've just watched something on your phone online, and suddenly you're so excited and you're going to conquer the world. And they will tell you you'll be conned or something like that. And that's the first lesson that I got from Neolife, is that to be successful in life, you have to have a thick skin, because the people who are closest to you will try to discourage you. But you have to be stubborn in a nice way. I always say this: if what you're pursuing is honest and legal, and somebody else has made some money out of it, why don't you try it and see what happens? If it doesn't work, at least you'll know a business that does not work. And that was the logic that I used. I joined the business, started doing it in spite of the rejection that I got from my friends, neighbors, and even workmates. I remember they would come and tell me, Fred, my hair is paining. Do you have something for the hair? And they were calling me a quack, you know? I laughed with them. It was good humor, but I focused on my business. I worked hard at it. It's not a get rich quick scheme. I attended training. I learned how to do this business. This is a business just like you can become a doctor. To become a doctor, you need to develop some skills. You need to go to school for 7 years to learn how to become a doctor. When you come to Neolife, you also need to attend training. It is not something that because you have joined, suddenly you'll do it and miraculously become rich. No, there are some skills that you need to learn, and Pascal teaches us these skills on a regular basis. Every Thursday, he's on this call teaching us the skills that we need to have to succeed in network marketing. And if you're here looking at this business for the first time, I want to promise you one thing. For you to succeed, you have to go back to school, or the school of Neolife, and start learning this new skills. The good thing about it is that they're not rigorous. They're not things that you need to cram and put in your mind. Many of them are trial and error, and they are being done by people who are not even educated, and they're actually doing exceptionally well. So if somebody is uneducated, somebody who has never been to school can do it, you can also do it much better. There are simple skills that we learn and we grow in. So what have I gotten in this business? Many things, many things. The list is so long. First thing I got, of course, was money. Not money, sorry. My first benefit was health because my parents were suffering. And it took a while before they agreed to start swallowing the tablets. But my dad's ulcers disappeared. My mom, within 4 months, her pressure was stable. She stopped swallowing those things she was swallowing. She stopped doing acupuncture. Today, my dad is, I think, about 86 years of age. I get confused about their ages. My mom is about 84, going 85, and they are so healthy. They are very energetic, still very productive, running their life. And I mean, courtesy of the Neolife products. I always say this: even if I didn't earn a coin from Neolife, that in itself is a serious benefit by itself. And what I find about this business is that when you join, you first impact the people around you. The first people to feel the impact, whose lives change, are the people who are around you. Your brother, your sister, your cousin, your uncle. Even if initially they are the most skeptical, they are the ones who get the cream, the top layer of your success, because they benefit in terms of the products, they benefit in terms of better health. I mean, they benefit in so many ways. As you succeed, they also their life also changes. So my parents their health became better because of these products. Second benefit was money. My first check was 300 bob. Went home with it, everybody laughed. But my sponsor had told me the more I talk, the more zeros I will add on my check. So I talked, it went to 3,000. I talked, it went to 30,000 within 7 months. I became a director. Today, directors earn well over 50,000. but then directors were getting about 30K. And becoming a director was something that was just amazing for me. I got a title director with a badge, and I would go to work, make sure my boss can see the badge written director. So when they would tell me, Fred, you're late, you're stupid, you're what, I'd look at him and say, yes, sir, and make sure I stick out my chest, and you'd see the word director. And I knew he was not a director of anything. So that used to be very, very exciting for me. And I knew I was earning more money than him because I was being paid 30K, over 30K from New Life. Then there was a profit I was making. Then I was earning 10,000 as a receptionist. I knew his salary was 30K. So when you deduct pay as you eat, pay as you run away, and all these things, I knew he was getting 20 something. So it was exciting to earn more than my boss. I went on doing the business. In about 3 years, became a world team member. And let me tell you, when I became a world team member, life changed. We were told that we'd take a trip. We were told, become a world team, get a check of 100,000 shillings, pocket money, and you'll be taken abroad. I worked like crazy. The first year, I didn't get it. They would ask who is going, and I would put up my hand, and then I didn't get it. And I learned another lesson in your life, that to succeed, you must be resilient. You must be this guy who doesn't quit easy. You have to be this guy who takes a knock. When life hits you below the belt, you buckle up, get your breath, and go back in the ring and continue fighting. And I kept on doing it. I kept on doing it. And finally, I got a trip to South Africa. I remember it like it was yesterday. We were told to be at the airport at 5 a.m. I was there at 3 a.m., very, very excited. I remember in that plane, we were with Anyang Nyong and Kiraitu Murungi. Incidentally, also members of Neo Life doing the business on a part-time basis. And I said, if the rich and famous are doing this business, I am going to retire into this thing. I need this travel. I need the money more than they do because them, they already have money. Me, I'm struggling. I'm just starting life. I'm in my 20s. And that is when I wrote my resignation letter, which I later handed in at the age of 30. My goal was to retire at the age of 30, and that is exactly what I did. I quit employment to do this business on a full-time basis. And I've been self-employed for many, many years. I wake up in the morning, I see my boss. So you can see the dreams that I had started falling into place. If it is the cars, I've bought several cars. Today I drive a four-wheel drive car. I mean, properties, I own many properties. I'm a landlord courtesy of this business. So many of the things, of the dreams that I had initially came to pass being in this business. And I remember reading a book by Mark Yanell, Your First Year in Network Marketing. And he said that in network marketing, it finally boils down to who remains when other people quit. And that thing has always kept me in this business. And people ask me, Fred, why are you still in this business? Because I still operate on that. Because the more people come in and quit, the easier your business gets. And I said, that is easy. Just get in there and stick in there, keep doing what I have to do, and allow people to quit, and some join, and I make money. And you see, I said that is easy. That is easy. Because why do people quit? People quit because they cannot they cannot join the end from the beginning. Charlie Bolton says that some people are so flaky that they don't, by the time success comes around, they are already gone. And I said I was not going to be that person. I was going to be this person that was going to stick it out, no matter how long it took. I was going to stick it out until I either became a millionaire in your life or I died trying. You see, when you make such a statement, life has to give you what you're looking for. And I did the business. I continued building the business. And I can tell you the highest check I've ever been paid by this company. And for me, that's incredible. A guy who was earning 10,000 shillings a month, life can change. What excites me about this business is that I'm able to touch people's lives. I have people in my team who are earning six-figure incomes. driving big cars, living in large homes, and many are landlords, courtesy of this business. I mean, I've made a positive difference in so many people's lives. If I talk about the product testimonies, there are so many. The other day I was counting the number of kids who are alive, people who are grown-ups, because I sold their parents the Neolife products. And my count went to over 35 people that are alive today, over 35 people who are alive today. Many of them are through with campus, some are married, and they were only born because I sold their parents the Neolife products because they had tried to get children, failed, and until I showed up with my Neolife products, that's when they were able to conceive and get children. So guys, I want to tell you one thing. Neolife is not just a business, it's a mission. We are on a mission to make the world a healthier and a happier place. It's not about the money, it is about making a positive impact in people's lives. And when you do it as a mission, you'll talk to anybody, anywhere, anytime, anyhow about the business. Because you know very well that by introducing them to Neolife, their lives will change in a dramatic way. They'll never be the same again after joining Neolife. And when you know that, you become fearless. When you do this thing as a mission, and for the distributors, don't do it because of what you can get out of business. Yes, eventually you'll make money, but don't focus on making money. Focus on touching people's lives. Focus on making a positive difference in people's lives. For me, what I did, I quickly adopted the purpose of Neolife and made it my life's purpose. And I said, my purpose in this world is to make a positive difference in people's lives, period. So if I meet a lady on the street and she's trying to cross the street, I will help her to cross the street. Why? Because my purpose is to make a positive difference in people's lives. If somebody on the street borrows me some money and I have some loose change in my pocket, I'll give it to him. Why? Because I want to make a positive difference in people's lives in any measure possible. If somebody asks me a question and I have an answer, I have something that they're asking me about something, what do I take for this? I'll give them an answer. They may not be in my team, but you see, I'm fulfilling my mission on this planet. And I can challenge you if you're on this call, get that mission. The mission of Neolife is just an amazing one. And when you run with that mission, I tell you, your business and your life will never be the same again. You'll build a business, you'll enjoy life, you'll be waking up every morning excited that it's a brand new day, that you're going out and you're touching people's lives. When you're employed, it is stressful to be employed. I was employed, and for many years, for more than 10 years, I did this business part-time. And I can tell you, I used to come into this business to relax after getting stressed up at work, because you're doing something that you enjoy, something that you're passionate about, that you're touching somebody's life and you can see results of what that person, sometimes it's not even the money. Sometimes it's the hope that you give people. I remember a guy joined my business, never did anything. And I told him to buy The Magic of Thinking Big book. And he bought that book and he disappeared. I met him like 10 years later. He had started at school and he was already on Form 2. And he told me, Fred, you changed my life. I said, how did I change my life and bought a product? He told me the book you told me to buy. I read in a teacher's training school, and I applied the principles in that book. Today I'm my own boss and I run my own school. I started in class 1 and I'm in Form 2. And I'm looking forward to going to Form 4 to finish this school. And I said to myself, wow. You know, sometimes we forget the kind of power we have when you offer this opportunity to people. You transform people's lives, you help people to rise to their destiny, and let me tell you, you truly, truly make a positive difference in people's lives. So if you're in the business, go out with confidence, do it, hit it hard, talk to everybody you meet, knowing very well that their life will never be the same again because you talk to them. If you're here and you're a guest, you should have joined yesterday. But the fact that this business has found you today is good enough. Get in, get started. Don't give yourself excuses. Don't start thinking about it, consulting negative neighbors. I can tell you one thing. Your best friends and most of the relatives want you to stay where you are or even go down deeper. And if you listen to them, you will never achieve anything. Success, especially at the beginning, is a lonely journey. You have to start by yourself, and that's why you're called a leader. You lead in front, and then people follow you. So if you're going to consult followers, whether you should lead, you'll never become a leader. Take the lead of politicians. They go out and they start and they forge ahead. No matter who calls them what names, they still continue. They fail, they wake up. I get inspired by these guys, not in their character, but in their resilience in the face of challenges. So let's go out. Let's make it happen. For the guests, jump in. We'll show you the way. We'll beat a path in the bush. Yours is just to come in and to run with it. Otherwise, it was great talking to you. The future looks so bright. I can tell you the future is just amazing with Neolife. I'm looking forward to going to Tanzania later this year in October. Next year, we are going to Israel. Is it Israel? Egypt. Sorry, I'm getting excited here. And I know very soon we'll go to Israel one of these days. Neolife always has surprises every year. So come in, get started. We are together and we are going places. Back to you, Pascal.
Fred, thank you very much. In fact, when I listen to your story, every time I get goosebumps. And I promise you the comments I'm seeing on the chat, I've got people commenting from Nigeria, from Nairobi, from Dar es Salaam. Fred, thank you very much for your wonderful story. I think all those guests who are here, picture yourself 10 years from now. If you knew that you would reach where Fred has reached, would you make the decision to start the business? Fred, thank you very, very much. We really appreciate you sharing a wonderful story with the guests and our team. And just to go on, the thing that Fred has been talking about, traveling. If you really want to travel, this is a business for you. Because if you really put effort and you take certain steps in the business, there is no knowing where Neolife will take you to see different places in the world. In fact, the more you travel, the more you open your mind to different experiences. Then we have leadership training. When you reach a certain level in the business, the company takes you for training for 4 days. For example, the people in East Africa, they met in Mombasa. Southern Africa, we met in Pretoria. There's a place called Irene. It's about 10 kilometers from here. A fantastic place where you spend 4 glorious days learning about the products, about the business, and how to become a leader. What do you need to get started? If you're a guest, speak to the person who invited you. They'll give you an application form. If you're in Botswana, you need between 720 and 1450 pula. If you're in South Africa, you need between 950 and 2930. If you're in Kenya, you need 9,200 or 11,700 shillings. Nigeria, 68,000 or 100,000 naira. If you're in Tanzania, 167,000 or 217,000. If you're in Uganda, 250 or 280,000 Uganda shillings. If you're in the USA, $75. In Togo, 46,200 or 61,500 francs CFA. In Italy, 64 euros. Ghana, 800 or 1,300 Ghanaian cedis. If you're in Cameroon, is 60,000 or 74,000 francs CFA. This is what you need to start your business, your initial investment. In fact, I think this investment, think about this business. If you invest this level of money and a year's time, you're earning $500, $600, your return on investment is more than 1,000%. So think about it. An important thing, I think Fred has mentioned very well, you need to take charge of your life. Don't listen to people who haven't been to where you want to go. The first thing is you have flexible schedule. You decide how hard or when to do your business. Start part-time, build gradually. You can go full-time if you want. Work from home. You don't need an office in this business. Save money. When you become a distributor, you buy the products at a discount. Residual income simply means the money you earn today is the effort you put in yesterday. The effort you put in 10 years ago, if you're really serious about the business, you're still earning the money today. Quality time with your family, financial freedom, it simply means that even if your current income stops, the business will be able to support your family. Be your own boss. It's very important to know that when you start this business, initially treat it like your job. That simply means that you need to schedule time to talk to people as if in fact, make this business your boss. International travel, education for your children, personal development, you become a different person when you start and grow this business. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we wanted to share with you. The exciting thing about this business, and I think Fred has made very important notes. If you're a guest, I hope you were taking notes, because some of those things Fred said are very important for our business. The thing that stuck with me that Fred has said, one of the most important things about our business is called stickability. Stick to the business. If you keep at it long enough, you're eventually going to succeed. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a guest, get back to the person who invited you. They'll give you all the information you need to start and grow your business. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Good night and God bless.
Good night, Pascal.
Good night.